right? We got a really nice vocal, but once we just add in all of those effects, we get that sense of kind of, you know what I mean, beautiful chaos going on, right? What is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai. Thank you once again for tuning into another video. Definitely make sure to smash that like button. Today we're gonna get straight into it. I'm gonna be showing you 3 mixing tips to make your rap vocals more interesting. Let's hop straight into it. But first things first, as always, definitely make sure to check all of the wonderful links in the description. Links towards this vocal preset, which is available for both FL Studio and Pro Tools. You can also check out links towards our various different courses to help you get up to speed with mixing and recording. Within FL Studio, the theory will apply for any DAW, so whatever you use, you can make use of the information. And if you are interested in getting your tracks mastered and distributed to the various streaming platform services out there, you can check out our $50 off coupon to LANDR Studio. LANDR Studio is a full-on suite that allows you to pretty much get your tracks mastered, distributed. You also gain access to, I think, near $2,000 worth of different VSTs, and you can connect with other artists as well. So really cool place to be. It is really a nice artist-focused hub. So if you're into that, definitely check it out, $50 off. Let's hop straight into the video. So the first technique that I like to make use of is the technique that I learned from Seth Firkins, which is Futures Engineer, right? And that is basically just to make use of a delay send. You can either do it, by putting the delay on the main vocal itself. As you can see, I'm doing it very lightly, but in this mix, I wanted a little bit more delay. All you want to do is you want to do either just put the delay on the vocal, or you want to create an SFX send. As you can see, we have a whole lot of different sends going on. But most importantly, we have our delay preset. And all that's going to do is just add a little bit of movement around the vocal. Okay, this is good. This is kind of what I call ear candy. It's really just going to kind of, have the vocal have a bit of movement in it while you're rapping all these different lines. Okay, now a few tips that I can give to people. If you're finding that your delays are not lining up with your beat, there are 2 things that you need to look out for. Okay, the first one is to make sure that your beat is synchronized to your project. Okay, if you're finding that the kick drums are not hitting on every beat, right, or your delays are just all over the place, you need to make sure that you are setting up your tempo before you start your session. Okay, so definitely do that. That way you can record with a little bit of delay. It is something that artists love to have, so you definitely want that. Okay, the second thing is to make sure that you are pretty much spacing your delays out in the right way. Okay, too much delay is going to take over the mix. It's going to make it actually hard to hear every word. So you want to make sure that you're filtering out all the stuff that is not needed, and just making sure that you don't have too much of your vocal going into the delay. Otherwise, it takes over the track. Okay, another little bonus tip is to make sure that you are actually rapping in a way for, your vocal to benefit from the delay, right? So that means, every last word needs to be, in sync with the track. Okay, this is where your rap style comes into play. Okay, certain rappers are going to rap too fast to where delay makes sense. So you may just want to pop in the delay via an automation clip. As you can see, we have them triggering all over the track. That way you can control, when the delay is active and when it's not. A typical example would be right here. Let's just see whatever line this is.
Falling this shit is a hobby. Skating on ice like it's hockey.
Right, so as you can see, hobby, it's on beat with the track, right? And it sounds good. It just blends in with the track. Okay, so there you go. I should probably play a little bit of this track just so we kind of know what we're working on, right? So this is from the Future Uzi template, and yeah.
Friend line come through like a soldier. Yeah, I don't wanna talk, they can't find me. This is some drink, not some coffee. I'm rolling up cushion in the lobby. I'm balling, this shit is a hobby. Skating on ice like it's hockey. She said that I'm cool, but I'm cocky. I woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear. I'm flipping the birdie, I woke up too early. I hop in a whip and
And as you can see, we have 3 different delays going on. They're all being triggered at different times. Some of these delays are going to be triggered by the background vocals or the ad-libs, and it's just going to add that extra level of depth to your mixes. Okay, so that's technique number 1. Mixing tip number 1, use delays. Okay, add on some reverbs and things like that. You can really get things to sound really nice. All right, so there you go. Technique number 2 is going to come from the good old analog domain of mixing. Okay, and that is going to be to make use of flanger sends. Okay, this is you can go and check out, I think there's a video by Andrew Sheps that he did a long time ago for Eventide, where he pretty much talks about him using the good old H3000 harmonizer. Okay, this is a kind of chorus flanger device that offsets the pitch and time of the left and right channel of your whatever you send to it, right? Your voice, is going to be what we use. And it just sounds really good when you tuck this into the background of your track. This is what creates that kind of sense of 3D, you know, in your vocal. Okay, if your vocal's dead center down the middle, just having a little bit of that flanger going on alongside the delay, alongside some other effects, you know, is really going to open up that vocal and just set it back in the mix. Okay, and we have many various different effect sends. I actually don't have the rack on today, but we've got a H3000, we've got an Ensoniq, we got Yamaha, we got all the good stuff, you know, that I like to use on vocals. And for every mix, you know, I've got a client track that I'm just waiting to get maybe some approval for, that we can actually show you. So I'll maybe do that in the next video. But you know, when I'm doing my own stuff, the same stuff applies, right? So we can see we've actually recorded where are these tracks? Okay, there they are. So as you can see, we have a few background effect sends going on. We have a Yamaha SPX, we've got a something from the Ensoniq, something from the H3000, and as you can see, those are just copies of the main vocal, right? But when I set those into the mix, let's just solo one real quick, right? Right, something like that in the background of your vocal is just gonna really sound good. So we can try this one. Right, and as you can hear, a few things are happening, right? The timing is offset as well as the pitch, and that's really going to give you that cool sound, right? The H3000 is the kind of most famously known effect. Right, they all sound very similar, but when we tuck those behind the vocal, right?
Don't wanna talk, they can't find me. This is some drink, not some coffee. I'm rolling up cushion in the lobby. I'm balling, this shit is a hobby. Skating on ice like it's hockey.
Right, can you hear? We just suddenly get this awesome sense of depth in our vocal mix, okay? And then obviously once we put that in,
don't wanna talk, they can't find me. This is some drink, not some coffee. I'm rolling up cushion in the lobby. I'm balling, this shit is a hobby. Skating on ice like it's hockey. She said that I'm cool, but I'm cocky. I woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear.
Right, we got a really nice vocal, but once we just add in all of those effects, we get that sense of kind of, you know what I mean, beautiful chaos going on. Right?
Don't wanna talk, they can't find me. This is some drink, not some coffee. I'm rolling.
Right, and there you go. That's how it's done. All right, so the final technique, man, is going to be to make use of, especially when you are engineering a record for somebody, you know, from time to time, it makes sense to actually add in a few sound effects, right? Sometimes beat makers have them during transitions and things like that. But for me personally, a lot of the time, what I'm doing for artists is adding in a little bit of reverse reverb. You can always print them out. I've personally made one that just works with every record, right? You can go and check out this pack. It's a pretty old pack by now. This is the HyperDrive SFX Pack, but you know, you can get it for 20 bucks and have access to all of these different analog printed out sound effects that I just like to make use of, right? So we can just see here, as we kind of have this beat drop coming in, we have these 3 effects that are coming in, right? Let's just play it with the mix and then I'll solo them out, right?
Yeah, I don't wanna talk, they can't find me. This is
right, there you go. Can you hear how, like, you know, we anticipate things to happen, right? This is kind of an EDM trick that really works well in hip-hop, right? So let's solo these out. Right, and that's why you'll generally see I'll have this Farai reverse reverb channel going on. I don't have anything on. I've just increased the stereo width to match the track, remove some of the low end so that way it's not kind of interfering with too much. And then I just level it to taste, right? I don't want it to take over the song. I just want it to be there, right? So as you can see right here, let's just play a bit here.
Woke up today and I'm seeing it clear. Got rid of my demons, I do not have fear. I'm flipping a birdie, I woke up too early. Hop in a whip.
Right, like that sounds like it's part of the original track, but it's not, right? It's just a little bit of classic sound design, right? So let's just do this. Right, now this is a technique that I actually learned from working in the commercial industry. You know, we're doing adverts and things like that. How do you make things sound fun, right? You add in sound effects, right? You watch your favorite cartoons, animes, whatever. They've all got sound effects in them that complement the dialogue, right? You know what I mean? It just adds on another texture and layer, right? And as you can see right here, just to end it all off.
Don't need a green light, you know we just go. Keep it 100, you already know.
Thousands of grams and certified.
Right? It's like, hey, the verse is ending, right? That was a cool verse, right? You know what I mean? All of these things tell a story and they contribute towards that main vocal, okay? If I was to mute everything out and you just had that main vocal with some dry ad-libs, right? People are going to stop listening because it's just dry, it's boring, you know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully this video made sense. Definitely make sure to smash like and subscribe. Definitely check out this template. Check out the, sound effects pack that we have, the HyperDrive pack. Learn to mix and master. We've got those courses and things like that. We also have our Farai's. I don't have it in this template, but anyway, we have a Farai's vocal enhancer that you can check out as well for FL Studio. But other than that, man, I hope you have a good week. Keep mixing every day. You're gonna get better. Have a good one. Peace out.